technical trader at the techtrader.com. It's Thursday, February 27th. These are the charts of the day. It's Thursday, as we always do, a swing trade review of the ones that are still available. Let me just say that up front that a good chunk, maybe a third of our, maybe half of our long swing trades have been stopped out. And that's what they're for. When you get a market that breaks down like this, you want to have stops in place. Here's the ones that are still active, have still either gone so far above where we originally put them in that they haven't broken down yet, but I want to really show them to you. Now, in the case of AKRO, it popped and pulled back and formed a wedge, but then it's been in a 5-week falling wedge, and it's made nominal new lows here, slightly under support and my stop. So if you're stopped out, I get it. Stay stopped out until and if it comes back over 53 with energy, then on its way to 59 and 66. ASTS. Well, after it broke out here, we put a swing on it. It popped again, couldn't get through and backed off. So you can see it's on the precipice of a breakdown. Under 25 and a half, 25 in that range, I want you out because it's vulnerable. If it holds, great. Excuse me. BBAI was a great swing for us as it popped out, exploded, almost tripled for us, and then came down very distinctly and very orderly. And is now testing secondary support. First support broken there. You're on your trend line, you're on your 50-day moving average, you're on lateral support. Has to hold here or it'll be stopped. Probably stop under 5. Black Sky recent swing popped out and ran to my target and backed off. It's on the trend line again. This too needs to be stopped under, say, 12 3/4, 13. CAPR just put it out the other day. It popped but couldn't get through. I mentioned at the time, maybe a little early. You can never anticipate when they break, and sometimes you bite the bullet when that does happen. At this point, I would say a CAPR, I got to stop a reasonable one, but I don't want to see it under 13 and a quarter or a half area. And it's not that far away. For sure, 100% stop under 12 and a quarter. Generics with a pop and a pennant did very well for us. When it popped out above 3, we went long. It went to 553, nearly doubling. And you can see the current consolidation and holding up very well considering the market. Today was actually up about 6%. Koya popped out and pulled back and held support for about a week. And today it popped again. Something's brewing there. Volume of 274,000 is quite big for that stock. It looks like it may have broken out, but we'll have to get a follow-through first. Right through that decline tops line and pull back. If it does go, your targets are 7.5 and 8.5. CRMD broke out, ran up to the target and pulled back. It's been tested it 1, 2, 3 times. 100% stop under 9 3/4. What we need is to move over 11.30 with energy, get it back to 13, 13.5, and then beyond 17, 18. Fannie Mae, well, it looked like it was breaking out. Then the market brought it down, but it's holding up pretty well. I'd have to say that if it could hold in this zone and then take out 8, it may run into the 10, 11, 12 zone. Hymax broke out, pulled back, and broke out again. We put a secondary swing on it. It didn't work, and it's pulled back. It's just above support. I would stop this under 9. HSAI, fantastic chart. Pop flag, pop wedge, rising channel, and continuing to move, ignoring the market. Nice 2-week consolidation flag. Next target, 23. INOD was doing great. We put a swing on it when it broke out in the mid-40s. It went all the way up quickly to 71 for a fantastic swing. But today got hammered, and I mean big time, down almost, 11.5 points, 18%. I would have to say any further damage and we're done with this one. It actually broke the trend line today. LNSR, something we just put on this morning. I'm compelled to say that when it broke out, we put it out about, I think it was 10 and change. Actually at 1084 and exploded for 2 points to 1263 roughly and backed off with the market today. Still looking for 15. On the short side, Lulu broke down. It's from the bear flag, looks awfully vulnerable. I have a target next at 337 and all the way down here at 300. OKLO Great swing, did really well for us, went from the high 20s to the low 60s and then rolled over. It bounced and then engulfing reversal today. The group looks vulnerable, very vulnerable. If this gets below this low, in other words, below, I would have to say 29 3/4, it could crash into the low to mid 20s. Careful on that. SEI popped out, pull back and test it. I'm going to need this to get going soon, and it may be a tough market to do it in. But there's the angle of ascent. I think it could get to $40. Unfortunately, anything below 30 1/4 would stop me out for now. Shopify popped. We put a swing on it and made it to the target all the way up to 129.30 and then pulled back. It's closed below the 50-day moving average and is vulnerable to further decline. I would have to put a stop right there underneath 107. And finally, wrap on the long side, broke out, went up for 4 days, and then got hammered back with the market. But today had a nice little reversal, I think. It needs some follow through. We got to get this back above 215. Then you're looking at 2 3/4 and 3.5. On the short side, we got some boxes shorts to go over. AVAV, which was a short from back here, has come down and not bouncing. This looks like a massive head and shoulders, which could lead to a substantial decline into the low 120s. Boot, hard rollover, bounced, and then today slam dunked from 132 to 115. It was down about 8 3/4, but it's the lowest level since August. If we break through that level, it might be back to 100, 105. CHRW was put out the other day, and today came down and bounced and then backed off again. So what we're going to need is to not let this get over 103.4 zone, and on the downside, a move on the 95 gets it down to low 90s, mid 80s. HROW been short since the high 30s. It dropped down to the high 20s, got down to 26.94 recently. It's pretty weak looking, and it still may go lower with a target of 21. IRM broke its head and shoulder top, snapped back, and rolled over. It's still in the downtrend. I'm still looking for stock to get into the mid 80s. Leidos imploded from the wedge. We went short and then came down hard and bounced, but couldn't make it past the declining tops line. And you can see it's come all the way back down from 160 to 125. If we break this level, this could plunge into the 110 range. And then there's Lulu, which I mentioned earlier, has broken down, has a bear flag. UFPT, well, after the top broke and had a rising wedge, created a new down channel, then rolled over. I'm looking for potentially a move. Takes us down to about 185.87. That's your next target. And that's it for tonight, both long and short. The Swing Trade Review. Good night, everybody.